back to Neon Trash, all you cyberpunks and retro nerds. Tommy the Hammer here, hanging out with Olivia, Bee Cee, Adam McNoogly's Johnny Rocket. Guess whose night it is? Bee Cee's night. What have you got, Bee Cee?
Alright, so I decided to go with the movie that I'm pretty sure none of us have seen, one that I haven't seen, something a little bit different than what I usually do. It's not an Asian movie, it's actually a Polish and French language film, and it is The Double Life of Veronique, directed by Krzysztof Kieslowski. He's one of the most acclaimed Polish directors.
I'm gonna dig up the trailer.
Yes.
Keep that shit, motherfuckers, and we'll get back. We're gonna be watching, what was it, Bee Cee?
The Double Life of Veronique.
Yep.
That one.
Pendant toute ma vie, j'ai eu l'impression d'être à la fois ici et ailleurs.
Back to the channel, folks. We just got done watching The Double Life of Veronique. And Bee Cee, you're in grad school now, right? Yeah?
Doctoral program.
Doctoral program.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you send me also on this film doctoral program when I can't even fucking get a diploma here? Like, I was so confused about this. Like, it almost like wrapped it up there at the end, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I'm starting to get it, and then like it was like orgasm ruined, like just
Edged with no
like,
finish.
yeah, like it's completely like, all right, like, dude, what are you doing here? You know, I brought this upon myself, honestly. Like, I was leaning in the direction. He gave some vague hints. He's like, oh, it was Polish, French, like, what the hell he called it. I'm just like, I know we haven't touched on anything from those areas of Europe much, so let's do this. So, man, be careful what you wish for, folks. Because, yeah, I don't know.
You got it.
I will say, maybe I should have read the back for everyone at first. I don't know, because this says, and I like how Criterion does it, so we'll promote them. Why not? But it says, Krzysztof Kieslowski's international breakthrough remains one of his most beloved films, a ravishing, mysterious rumination on identity, love, and human intuition. Irene Jacob is incandescent as both Veronica, a Polish choir soprano, and her double, Veronique, a French music teacher. Though unknown to each other, the two women share an enigmatic, emotional bond. I feel like I followed that for the most part, like, especially there's a moment in the movie where there's like almost this recognition of someone that looks a lot like her, but it's not her. So like, I felt like I followed it, and I really enjoyed it, the like atmospheric journey it took us on. It was very moody, it was very spiritual feeling, otherworldly. I mean, all the adjectives Criterion used.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
they're not wrong.
And I have to say, like, I just wanted something that I said I wanted a movie that would make me feel something. And it did make me feel all types of.
Oh yeah,
it was a very impressive film.
This movie made me feel like when I sit down to open a new puzzle and I dump it out on the table, and then you have to like take some time to like find out what matches, and then sometimes the pieces don't match, so you have to like set them aside for later to come back to it.
Yeah, girl.
Yes.
Bada boom.
I would be like halfway through and I'd be like, okay, I get it, and then almost to the end I was like, wait, do I get it? And then like a few times through I was just like, wait, reassessing what I thought was happening. But even in times where I felt like I was confused, I was like, I'm still drawn into it for some reason. Like, if I have no idea what's going on in the movie, I may be like, ugh, like how am I gonna focus? But I was still like, whoa, I don't know what's happening right now, but it looks pretty cool. And sounds pretty cool and everything.
So Ben had me right at the get-go when he said that this was a partial Polish production, because, being, Polak myself, it's like, damn, how often do I get to review a film from the old country, or at least, partially made there. Of course, huge fan of French cinema too, so yeah, it's, sweetens the deal, so to speak. Yeah, I was just enraptured by this movie. I mean, the actress was amazing, just the way it was shot was amazing. It had kind of a music video aspect, and for a film made in 1990, 1991, it's just, I mean, not to say that, it was, primitive, but it was just so beautifully filmed. I mean, the colors, it had themes of red, yellow, and green, especially. And yeah, in terms of just the actors playing a double role between this woman in Poland and this woman in France, they sort of tried to bring the two of them together, and sort of, they implied that, we all, it's not even a reincarnation thing, because they're technically living at the same time, so it's more of a doppelganger type of thing, all of us have a double somewhere else out in the world, and their experiences are similar to ours.
I'm not going to try and pretend that I wasn't confused by this because I was. But at the same time, personally speaking, I've often had the inkling that an individual, and myself included, can have an idea or a thought or an action in life and reality, and then someone else, maybe across the globe, can have this exact same idea. And then it's almost like this unintentional race for these two people to come to that conclusion. Who can complete the idea? Who can, be successful?
The final thought.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing, on a personal level coming into this movie, because I love the idea of doppelgangers. I love the idea of twins, or sharing the same life. And like I said, I didn't really understand the plot necessarily, but that could be remedied by a few more viewings.
Yeah, this could definitely benefit from a second watch, or maybe even a third watch.
I've been thinking about this.
God!
It's a very thoughtful film.
Somber about it.
I've been all over the place with this film throughout the whole thing. And I'm going to land on a solid flat 7. Actually, and 4.5 of that's the soundtrack. Honestly, yeah, this is not my type of movie. This is not my wheelhouse. It's a good film for certain things, but most of it for me was just the soundtrack, which I enjoyed. The scenes with the orchestra and everything were just so well done.
Beautiful.
And the cinematography was pretty good. So that's at least. Those things. Our lead actress was really good, so all right, that adds up to a flat 7 for me anyway.
Nice.
For something that's not my wheelhouse, so
That's very fair.
take that for what it is there. Bee Cee.
I'm so sorry. It's the fucking onion rings!
Well, that'll get cut out of the video anyway. So
Or
that's
maybe
fine.
I'll include it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
It made me laugh. All right. So like I said, I went into this saying I wanted to feel something. I feel like I felt things, and so that says a lot. And it's one of the most fascinatingly shot films I think I've seen in a long time. And as someone that watches probably way too many movies, I think that's impressive. This director very clearly has his own style. Just different types of angles and tracking shots. He had the one on the ceiling looking down. Just ridiculous
Great
stuff.
scene.
And so yeah, I don't know. This movie kind of blindsided me too, but in a good way. I don't know. I just really loved it. Would love to see more from the director as a fellow Pole myself. So I'm gonna go 10 out of 10.
It made me feel things, even though I wasn't sure how I was supposed to be feeling. In the scene, I would just be I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel a certain way. And I don't know, what's causing it, but, it just makes you, it eludes an emotion that you can't help but feel. In a good way, because it's just okay, I'm going with it. So, And I agree with everything John said too, so I'm going with the 7 as well.
Thank you, Ben, because all this week I actually had a craving for some slightly confusing art house cinema. So it's definitely
This is in your wheelhouse.
yeah.
Wow, right? Yeah.
It's definitely hit the nail on the head for me. So
Wow.
thank you. My issues with the overall narrative, I guess I would go give it about an 8.5.
I gotta say I'm siding here with Olivia and Johnny Boy. I'm sitting at about a 7.5. And the reason why I'm giving that 7.5 is there's room to grow. Because ultimately, like, you have to watch this movie a few times.
Yeah.
This is not something that you just watch and then you buck off.